All right, let's see what this thing's all about here. That went through the bottle and hit the steel down at 100 yards. That's kind of cool. All right, let's try our gopher there. That's cool. Let's see, how about another soda? Let's see. All right, cool stuff. I'm gonna pull this mag out here. All right, guys, welcome back. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we're gonna be doing another air gun review for you here. And this is a pretty unique air rifle. This one's by way of the guys over at Airgun Depot, and this is an Ataman M2R. And it's a mouthful here. It's the Tact Carbine Type 2. So there's a couple of different versions of this gun that are out, but this particular one, what they're kind of going for with this is they really have this olive drab stock here. That's kind of a Target style, kind of accuracy international style stock. It is a wooden stock on this gun that's painted and coated. Kind of a rubberized kind of coating that they put on it. Gives it kind of a tacky feel, which is kind of cool. This is a very, very high-end air rifle. A rifle like this really represents really one of the best air rifles in the world right now. You know, these are Russian produced by Ataman, and this particular rifle comes from a line of really interesting guns that Ataman makes. And, you know, they really got their start with these types of guns by making guns for Olympic use. So you can imagine an air rifle that needs to be used in the Olympics. Obviously, it's going to need to be a pretty accurate rifle. So accuracy is kind of the name of the game here with these. Not really intended for hunting purposes per se, although you can take some game with these. We're shooting these little skirted pellets here. They weigh, these are 81 grain pellets. So it's a skirted 35 caliber pellet. We've done some initial accuracy testing as well as some velocity gathering just to kind of get some data on what this particular gun can deliver. But they are very high quality guns. They're very well made. They use the best components that you can possibly ask for. You've got a 20-inch Lothar Walther barrel, which is awesome. The gun without optic weighs about 9.5 pounds, so it's definitely got some heft to it. It is a heavier gun, but it is more of a target rifle. As opposed to something you're going to carry around and use for hunting purposes and things like that. The overall length on this gun is 43.3 inches. You've probably seen some of the other versions of the M2 that actually have like a muzzle brake on the end. This version doesn't have a muzzle brake just yet. I'm pretty sure that's something they're going to be working on. But because the pellet size being of a larger diameter, the brakes that are on some of the other versions can't go on this particular gun, so that's why you don't see the brake on it. But it is threaded for the brake, so I would imagine later on that you'll be able to get them with that if you wish. But it is a very high quality gun. The onboard tank, it is a pre-charged pneumatic gun, you know, type setup here. But the onboard tank holds 4,350 PSI, 300 bar basically. So you got a pretty good bit of onboard, you know, air that you can have. Now, based on the velocity testing and accuracy testing that we did collectively here, basically you end up getting one magazine out of the gun at full velocity, and then you can shoot a second magazine through the gun on one fill, but you're going to get some reduced velocity, and slightly, really doesn't seem like the accuracy is horribly affected even with the lower velocities, but just know that you are going to get a lot less velocity. So basically through the test, the magazine is a 7-shot rotary magazine, and the magazines are actually machined aluminum. So they are very, very high quality magazines, although they are expensive. I mean, if you lose or break one of these, you're going to be spending over $100 to replace this mag, but you shouldn't really have a single problem out of the magazines for the gun. But it is a rotary 7-shot magazine. So 7 shots in, let's see, so your average velocity is 902 feet per second. That ended up being the average, with an extreme spread of 5, which is pretty dang good, and with a standard deviation of only 2 feet per second. So very consistent velocities for the first 7 shots of the magazine. After you get down below 7 shots, you get into shot number 8, and getting on down, we did up to 14 shots on a single charge on this particular gun. 14 shots in, the velocity went down in increments, down to 796 feet per second. So even on the 14th shot in the tank, you're still talking 115 foot-pounds of energy. That's after 2 mags. And you're still talking 22 long rifle killing power. But remember, this isn't really intended to be a hunting type rifle, although you can get solids for this gun. The primary ammunition that we're running are just the little Diablo pellets here. And that's really what we're running mainly, is skirted pellets because of the limitations of the magazine overall length. But you can get solids for this gun if you wish. And if you don't want to feed them through the magazine, you can run solid single shot, just like guns like the Texan or any other type of breech load gun where you can single load the rounds in if you wish. Overall, very, very high quality rifle. Construction of it is excellent. We've got an AccuPoint on here from Trijicon. Just a basic hunting type scope, but also target type scope. It's got a really, really tiny little dot in there, and it's a 3 to 9 by 40, so just kind of a basic optic here. But the gun is grouping pretty good in terms of accuracy. And let me backtrack here. So at 903 feet per second, as let's just say your average of 903 feet per second yields 147 foot-pounds of energy. That's on the top end. So first mag into the gun, that's the type of energy that you're getting out of it. So that's pretty simple there. In terms of accuracy, all right, we've got a series of groups here. And most of these are 5-shot groups, and it looks like a few of them might actually, here's one that's a 9-shot group. But your average center to center group size is around 800 thousandths. So, pretty good accuracy there, definitely, under an inch. And that comes out to 1.79 MOA. So all of these are 50-yard groups. That should give you some idea of the kind of accuracy that you can expect out of a gun like this. It is a very high-quality gun. It's one of those things that it's probably not going to be for everybody, but it is definitely one of those types of air rifles that if you want really what represents among the best air rifles in the world, it's really like this is one of the best air rifles that money can buy, and especially in a production gun. These things are super great. So I'm going to charge it back up. So what we're going to do in this video, because we have to charge in between magazines to get full velocity, we're going to go ahead and keep charging. And we're just going to go on to some other fun things. I mean, we saw that it was making short work of stuff there at 50. I mean, we're not going to bore you guys with that, but we are going to have some fun. And I'm curious to know really what these pellets can do to certain things. I mean, I know it's not a hunting gun, but it's always fun to watch cool things happen. So I'll tell you what, let's set something up, have a little fun, see what kind of damage a little gun can do, and then we'll maybe take some 100-yard shots, have a little bit of fun. Let's do it. All right, we're going to try a couple of 100-yard shots here with the Ataman. You can see that the action is a toggle style action. So basically you just got a lever that you flip back to index the magazine and load the next round. The magazine has a little detent ball on the bottom that holds it into the receiver. It goes from the left side of the gun over to the right. So what I do is just cheat the toggle back a bit and push from the bottom, and it just seats the magazine in place. You'll feel it positively click. And the magazines are pretty easy to load. There's a little bit of a regimen to it, but it's really not a big deal. We've got 7 shots in there. I don't really know where to hold it at 100, but she's 0 to inch high at 50, so we're just going to lob a few in and see what it's all about. The safety is a crossbar style safety right here located. You've got some definitive swells on the stock itself that you can reach with your finger. It's real easy. You push in. Pushed over to the left is fire. Over to the right is safe. Obviously red is dead, just like any other type of gun would be. Firearm, air gun, what have you. The trigger is a dual stage type trigger that can be adjusted pretty much all the way down to a single stage, or if you want a discernible 2-stage, pretty much the trigger is fully adjustable on this gun any way that you want to set it up. Really the Lothar Walther barrel on this gun really does some wonders in terms of accuracy. So we're going to see what it can do at 100. We've seen what it can do at 50. Definitely an accurate gun. I would say that the report of this gun is not overly loud or atrocious, but, you know, for obvious reasons, we're wearing ear pro just for safety's sake. My hearing, I'm about deaf as a hammer anyway, but your mileage may vary. It doesn't sound loud to me, but it is a pretty powerful air rifle, so probably want to use the ear pro. All right, I'm just going to lob one in at 100 and just kind of see where we're at. All right, we end up getting about a 1 foot drop. Okay, and that's at full velocity with a fresh charge. I'm just going to try my best to just kind of shoot a group here and just see what we come up with. I think I know where to aim here. Nice smooth action. Kind of finding its home here. All right, last shot, and then we're going to fill up again. It's not too terrible. I feel like with maybe some load development, a little bit of time, and kind of playing around with the gun a little more, it could probably shoot better than that, I would imagine. It's funny because Airgun Depot actually has a golf ball challenge that they basically offer. And anytime you buy something at Airgun Depot, you can add a free golf ball. It's basically like a little powder-filled golf ball that when you hit it, it kind of reacts and everything. And you can actually like basically win a free patch from them, and it has like little rockers based on how far you make the shot. If you film yourself hitting the golf ball at 150 plus yards, they'll send you the patch with the rocker. It's pretty cool. It's a little challenge that they do. I could see where hitting something like the size of a golf ball at 100, 150, 200 yards with this gun would be an extreme challenge, and that's why they call it a challenge. I'll tell you what, we might try that later on in the video. That's pretty cool for now. I've got some thinking to do on hitting that golf ball at 100 later. But for now, let's shoot some random stuff with it and have a little bit of fun. Let's go for some eggs. How about that? Let's do it. All right, guys, I think we can see that the 50 and 100 yard accuracy of the Ataman here is definitely acceptable. Obviously, with a little bit of work and maybe pellet sorting, you can probably tighten those groups up a bit, but it gives you a bit of an indication of what we can expect. But what is all that accuracy if it's not fun to play with? So let's come up with some fun things to do. We're going to go down the breakfast aisle here. First, we're going to start out with some eggs, and we're going to see how many eggs one of these pellets will shoot through here and just have a little fun. All right, this is a fun shot. I hope that it goes according to plan. We're just going to try to shoot through a row of eggs here and have a little fun, because we can. Ready? All right, let's see what that was all about. That was cool. Looks like we got through a couple of eggs there. Let's have a look. All right, guys, well, that was pretty exciting there. No pun intended. My buddy was standing over here. He got pelted with a whole bunch of dang egg juju. Bet he won't do that again. Slow-mo shot looks pretty dang cool. It's always fun to see, especially air rifles, because you got such lower velocities, and just watching that pellet make its way through the eggs. We did slightly freeze these eggs, so I think that was pretty cool to see these yolks kind of like frozen in a big wad, which is kind of weird. But hey, not bad. I'll tell you what, let's move on to something else. You know, we're here having breakfast. We've already had our eggs. Let's come up with something else to do. All right, well, you know, you can't have a good breakfast without maybe some fruit mixed up in there. So how about some kiwis? We're going to do the same thing we did with the egg, shoot through a row of kiwis with the Ataman here, 81 grain pellet, moving at about 903 foot per second. So let's see what we got here, because why not? All right, here we go. All right, looks like the back of the table should have been maybe just a little bit higher because we had the round kind of skewer and give a reverse mohawk on some of our kiwis there in the back of the line there, but not too bad. That's kind of fun. Always fun to see that kind of stuff happen. I'll tell you what, we're going to move on to something else, and we'll get on to a few other things before the video's out. Let's do it. All right, I know we're going really far down the rabbit hole with this, guys, but I promise there's a silver lining to this entire situation. So we shot the eggs, we shot the kiwis. Now I know some of you little kids watching this video like your share of junk food, okay? So we're gonna hit up some Pop-Tarts to go with our, what started as a healthy breakfast is now a very unhealthy breakfast. We've got 26 Pop-Tarts in a row. I think the Pop-Tarts are gonna stop this pellet, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you think that the Pop-Tarts are gonna stop one of these pellets. Same gun, same pellet, same velocity. And you know, this is what my YouTube career has come down to, is shooting Pop-Tarts. You know, hey, let's try it. Never done it before. The first time for everything. We're going to get to the wonderful fruity center of all of these wonderful, delicious Pop-Tarts. All right, here we go. No idea what's going to happen. Whose idea was this anyway? Was it my idea? All right, anyway. Here we go. 26 Pop-Tarts. Well, I really want to know what happened here, so let's go have a look. Well, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but I think we probably caught this pellet in these Pop-Tarts. Now, that's something in my adult life I would have never figured that all of those words would have been in that statement at one time, but there they are, kids, okay? And adults. Okay, I know there's everybody's watching this video, hopefully. All right, well, it looks like our Pop-Tarts caught the pellet. What a glorious waste of Pop-Tarts. But they didn't die in vain. Look at that. Oh, that hurts my heart to just see all those Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are glorious, people. All right, let's see. I think we caught the projectile. There it is. We got it. That's the icing on the cake, no pun intended, to this video. I'll tell you what, you know, we've had some fun. We've joked around a little bit. We're going to take some fleshy targets, a fleshy consistency. We're going to put them back out to 50 yards, maybe some 12-ounce sodas, maybe some leftover kiwis and eggs, and we'll take a couple of shots and destroy some stuff at 50 yards. And then I feel like we probably need to try that 150-yard golf ball challenge. That's going to be a real challenge for me as a shooter and for this gun. So let's get after it. We've got some targets of opportunity set up at 50 yards down here. We're going to have a little fun. Hitting the egg at 50 might be kind of a nice little challenge here. Let's just go for it. All right, first we got a 12-ounce Coke can. Let's try that out. 50 yards here. All right, well, we pretty much knew that was going to happen. All right, we got a kiwi. All right, blew the kiwi up. We did knock our egg over. That's okay, we got another egg next to it there. All right, let's try an egg. That came apart pretty good. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about the possible hunting applications of a rifle like this. Now, granted, it is a little bit on the heavy side, but if you did want to hunt with this gun, inside of 50 yards, I feel like you could probably do it, if nothing more, for the chance of being able to make really precise shots with this gun. I mean, like if you want to hunt coyotes with this gun, inside of 50, I feel like you could do it because you could opt for a cranium shot or, you know, really make sure you're punching in those vitals. And I think this pellet would definitely do the job if you decided you wanted to hunt with this gun. I know we mentioned it wasn't really intended for hunting, but doesn't mean you can't do it. All right, another kiwi. All right, made short work of that. And of course our soda we know is not going to be a problem. All right, we got a 2 liter left. I think I got a round left. Let's see what we got. See if I can shoot the cap off of it. Make it spew out over there. I hit it, but it didn't really do much to it. All right, 1 round, and then we're gonna head over to the farm and get some long-range shots in with this thing. Let's see. All right, let's try the other cap on the other 2 liter. Let's see if I can get it to go off. There we go, that's more like it. All right, guys, we're gonna pack up and go over to the farm. And I'll tell you what, because we spent a little bit of time talking about it earlier with the golf ball challenge, let's try it with the Ataman here. Why not? So we're going to get over there and make it happen. Let's do it. All right, guys, as promised, we've set up the 150-yard golf ball challenge shot with the Ataman here. We're going to have a go at it. Now, not to be anticlimactic by any stretch of the imagination, we did try to get this gun pretty much sighted in on the golf ball, and I have connected with one already off camera. But we're going to attempt to recreate the shot for you here. And we got some wind playing around, and you know, this little pellet going down range with that wind blowing around, 150 yards, pretty good little shot for a gun like this. So we're going to have some fun and just give it a try and see if we can hit it. We know we can because we've done it already, but we're going to do it again just hopefully because we can. We're going to shoot it off the bottle. This is an unregulated bottle, but the bottle and the onboard have pretty much equalized around 2,700 PSI. We're just gonna go for it. Here we go. Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt a spot for you.
Yeah. All right, we do have a downrange camera running just for fun. Oh yeah, that wind is, okay. Here we go.
It's so funny because the wind just picked up.
It did. No pressure. No pun intended.
Oh,
it's
funny
corny.
Guy.
All right.
You got that ball swinging around a little bit too. Ooh, yeah. All right, so the wind caught you all the way on the right side of the plate there at 3 o'clock, slightly low to center.
We're gonna have to dial for wind. I had this thing sighted in really good. Okay, was it low?
It was about 2 inches low of the ball. And then all the way, like literally it clipped the very edge of the gong.
All right, I'm sending it. That wind's still blowing, so we're gonna...
It's blowing, yep.
We're gonna hold for wind. Well, we dialed for wind, but yeah.
Dialed for wind, oh boy. All right, so a couple inches left and then about 4 inches low that time.
Maxed out on elevation on the optic.
Yep.
It's a leap of faith. Right? Oh, you got it! 3 shots! All right. All right, I want my dang patch, Airgun Depot. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys understand how the challenge works. You got to hit the golf ball. You know, the way we suspended it with the plate in the background ended up working out pretty well. Shooting off the tank seemed to help. And another thing that we did is we actually weight sorted our pellets just to give us some good consistency. Looks like it paid off. I probably couldn't do that again if I wanted to. Guys, thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed you know, this look at the Ataman here. Really nice rifle. Represents probably one of the best PCPs that in the world right now in terms of just consistency and accuracy and everything like that. We appreciate you watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. Catch you next time.